Hey, good morning, ladies. Welcome to Exude Confidence Masterclass. This is a 5-day workshop and it's all taking place here. So welcome. I'm excited to have you here. I know there's some new people here, so I wanted to do a little quick introduction about me. My name is Afton Porter and I am your life coach with style. I'm a certified life coach and a certified personal stylist, and I love to help women look and feel beautiful. And I believe that no matter what your age is, it's never too late to go after your dreams. And so that is the premise of this whole Rockin' Your 40s theme. So anyway, I'm glad that you're here. Let me know where you're from. I would love to know who's here and where you're from. All right. So a lot of confidence and self-confidence can get a little mixed up, and I want to make sure that this is super clear for those who are new to me. Self-confidence and confidence are very similar, but there are some differences, and it's all based off of confidence. So that is where I'm going to start. But so many people believe that when they see a certain type of a woman, they think, oh, she was born with this confidence, or you either have it or you don't type of thinking. And what I want to present to you today is that confidence is a thought or an emotion that you're having, and you could have it, you can learn it. There's different skills that you can learn to help you grow that mindset and grow your thoughts on that. But you can learn to be just as confident as anybody else that you know or have seen or have looked up to. And as you get more comfortable with these skills, I know that at the end of this 5 days, it's going to be transformational for you. This is, I just wanted to commend you and for taking this step. No matter if you have, you're oozing with self-confidence, or this is something that you're on the struggle bus with, that you're going to learn something. You're going to be able to take something away from this. And this is not going to be, what do you call that? Just this quick fix where, it's like a pep talk. That's not what this is. This is true transformation, and you might have big, huge goals, but that might take a little bit more time. But when you redo and go through the process that I'm going to be teaching you in these 5 days, you'll be able to go through the whole transformation. You will be able to reach your goals, and I'm super, super excited about this. So confidence and self-confidence is when you are willing to go through whatever emotion that's going to take to do what you want to do. Let me reword it another way. Self-confidence is when you have the courage to do something even if you are afraid you're going to fail. So a little bit about our brains. Our brains are designed to keep us alive. They're created to keep us from making decisions that's going to physically harm us. And it's like what my coach tells me is our primitive brain. And yes, I have my own coach. Coaches have coaches. We all can benefit from a coach. But so our primitive brain is how we keep when our long time ago, people needed to stay alive. And so that's where you have the adrenaline come through our bodies when we are fearful, because our bodies want to go and run and get out of stressful situation. Our brains are designed to keep us alive. Unfortunately, or fortunately, as long as you understand it and know what your brain is doing, our brains make us feel like when we're about to do something that's different or new to us, it makes us feel like we're gonna die, because our brains are making us feel that way, where it's sending that adrenaline, it's giving us those butterflies, it's making all those things happen. And our brain is, I'm sorry, there's a cat meowing. Hopefully you can't hear it. Our brains are designed to do that. And when you realize the patterns that your brain is going through, it makes things so much easier. You're more aware of what's going on. You're able to make decisions knowing what's going on. And I promise you, that's all going to make sense by the end of the week, because you are going to be more aware of what's going on in your brain so that you can change some of your thoughts and be able to have the confidence that you need. All right. If the example that I like to use about confidence is, and I'll get into the details about this, is if you were to get hungry and I was going to put a plate of food in front of you, how confident are you that you'll be able to, like, I can do that. I can eat that. I can take that fork and cut that and do all the things to get the food from the plate into your mouth. And confidence is a little bit like that, because you've eaten so many times, you know that you can do that. And that kind of confidence comes from experience of your thoughts about your experiences. So you've eaten so many years of your life, you remember that, and you're feeling, you have the feeling of confidence and you can eat it up. Does it mean that you're going to eat that perfectly? No. When you spill your plate on the floor, do you all of a sudden think, I'm not sure I know how to eat. Darn it, I don't know if I can eat that. Does it affect your confidence? I'm going to say it doesn't. When we eat and we spill some things, we're not, oh shoot, I'm not gonna eat in a few hours. I'm giving that up. I'm gonna turn away from that. No, we don't mess up one time and think. And maybe part of that is because we have this huge desire in us to eat. And if we didn't have that huge desire to eat, then maybe we wouldn't try it again. But that desire comes up and we want to try it again. And we're pretty confident. We're willing to do it, right? We're willing and able to say, you know what, it's okay. It's okay. Everybody spills their food sometimes. Everybody sometimes gets a little splatter on their blouse, you know, and we're okay with it. People laugh about it and we move on. We don't think twice about it. We're not losing sleep because we accidentally made a mistake and we failed in eating our lunch that day. And so what I want to present to you is that we can live our life like that with all the things that we want to do. I want you to take a minute here, and I was going to play some music when we were going to be on the Zoom, and I can't on Facebook, darn it. But I want you to take a minute here and imagine if you had all of your insecurities, you know, gone, all your fear out the window. You knew that you could do something without fail. You were going to be successful at it. Do you know what you would want to do? I'm going to just take a minute here and I'm going to go check on the meowing cat, and I want you to write down, go grab a piece of paper if you haven't already grabbed one. Go get your paper, get your pen, and I want you to just take a minute. Maybe I will try playing some music without it getting shut down. I would feel awful if this video didn't play, but like, write down what those dreams, what do you have for your life? And it's good to know if you don't, maybe your dreams only, go to, completing the week. But it's good to know what those are. It could be 5 years from now. It could be 10 years from now. What are your dreams that you are wanting to accomplish? You just know, gosh, if I couldn't fail, I would fill in the blank. I want you to really dream on this, because if you got to be able to vision it. Without a vision, the people perish. You have to have a vision, whatever that is. Try to be as clear as possible, and whatever that is. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute. I'm going to go check on the kitty cat. I don't know if I can mute this, but I don't think I can. So just 1 minute. Write that down. Here, let me see if I can get... By the way, for those who don't know, I work with Phoenix Fashion Week. I help with, I love doing fashion shows. We had a model practice yesterday and a tryout, an audition, so got to judge that. Thinking about some dreams. I'll be right back. Okay. If you didn't have a chance to write down all of the dreams you want to write down, that's okay. Go ahead and pause, and you can maybe finish that later. Or if you're watching this on the replay, go ahead and pause it until you're able to get all the thoughts out that you want to do. So the next thing that I want you to think of, I'm going to ask you by the end of this video, is for you to write down some things that you need to be confident of, because I want you to work on one thing during this 5-day challenge. I want you to just pick one, and I want you to be thinking about that this week. Because we only, could be on work. There might be a lot of things. Now, in the Style Guide Society October issue, I sent that to everybody. In there, it has an assessment checklist, and there's 4 different areas, and we're just going to do area 1 today, and you can do that on your own. I'm not going to go through that today. If you have not received the October Style Guide Society issue, that means that you need to still go to aftonporter.com/class to get that, and you're gonna love it. So a belief on how you will live is just a thought that you've had over and over and over again. And so a lot of our confidence is based on our belief. So we want to change our thoughts to change what we're thinking. Okay, so a lot of people think that our confidence comes from experience. And I kind of talked about that earlier, how we're eating that plate of food and we have lots of experience eating. And so we are really confident in how good we are at eating. And if you haven't had that experience, I want to present to you that you can have confidence without experience. And when you bring the confidence and the experience together, that is when you're going to be reaching impact. That's when you're going to be reaching your goals. That's when you're going to be reaching your dreams. That's when you're going to be helping the people that you want to help when you have the experience. Another word that you can use for experience is competence. Sometimes like how competent you are, you know, that makes you feel like you have a lot of confidence, because the thought of, oh, I know this, I can do this comes up. And that's where the confidence comes from. But where we want to get to a place, if we're wanting to do things that we haven't done before, and we want to do some new things and reach some higher levels, we have to change inside. And we have to be able to think, I haven't done that yet, but I can do that. Okay, so that's where we want to switch it. When we're afraid of the feeling of what would happen when we fail, that's what's holding us back many times. We're afraid of being humiliated, or we're afraid that we're not going to, we're going to look stupid, or we're afraid we're going to make a fool of ourselves. Or those are the things that our brains is making us feel like we're going to die over, right? These feelings. And when we get to a place where we know that these feelings, now the dogs, sorry, Julie Jew, no, honey. When we get to a place where we're okay with having these feelings, that's when you're going to be more confident in going after these things that you don't have the experience in yet. And as you have the courage to do the things for the first time, then you start getting some experience behind you. Then you start getting a little bit more confident, right? So this is to help us go after the things for the first time. Sometimes there's a couple things. Let me just go through two things here: arrogance and self-esteem type things. Okay, number one, being confident that you can do it and are okay with whatever the feelings are is not arrogance. We're not in a place where I don't care what happens, I'm gonna go do it, and I'm really good at this, and I'm perfect, and blah blah blah. That's not from the place of where confidence and self-confidence come from. That's where arrogance comes from. And that is not the place that we're going to be going these next 5 days. And we know it's going to be hard. We know there's going to be some hard times. And we know that these things we really could feel, we could, put the thoughts in our mind that we feel stupid, dumb, humiliated, all those things. But we're okay with that. We're okay with knowing that it's going to be hard, because we're going to do some pretty hard things to get to where we need to go, right? And we're going to be making some failures. We're going to be spilling that salad on our lap sometimes. We're going to be dripping all over our shirt, and guess what? People are going to see it. We might be at a restaurant where there's a lot of people watching whatever we're happen to be doing, right? So, and we're okay. We're going to get to the place where we're okay with feeling that way. And I believe that's the secret to having confidence. If you've seen someone, you said, I wish I was confident like her. Or I wish I was born with confidence. Okay, we're going to erase that out of your mind, and you're going to say, I am okay with whatever comes my way, with feelings. I can handle it. It's going to be okay. It's going to hurt, and it's going to suck sometimes. It's not going to be any fun. But I have this desire. I have this desire inside. You have that dream that you wrote down on that paper. And guess what, honey? That dream is not going to come into your lap by doing the same thing that you're doing now. Okay? You're going to have to think about your dream. You're going to have to think about your why. Why are you willing to make your body feel like you're about to get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger? Okay? You gotta have those dreams and whys in your face, just like your hunger pains are not gonna let you forget to eat. Okay, they're going to create that desire, and you're going to have to remind yourself of your desires, because, and I'll talk about this a little bit later, but your brain is going to make it seem like your desires, maybe I really don't want that anyway. You know what? It's too hard, or there's all these things that we tell ourselves of why, oh, that vision that I had for myself isn't really what I want. Okay, we'll talk about that later. But we want to be aware. So a lot of this is just being aware. Being aware of what our brain is doing, being aware of what we want. And then and what's important to us, and then we'll be able to go for it. So think about what's holding you back. And because you're gonna need to know, you're going to have to be aware of what's holding you back so that you can counteract it. It's so easy for us to think that you know what, we're just living our life, and you're living your life, but really you're just responding to everything that's happening around you. Where we want to be here in the Style Guide Society, we want to be intentional with our life, and we want to be intentional with what we're wearing and taking care of ourselves. We want to be intentional with what our dreams are and what our plans are. So that's how we are here in the Style Guide Society. Okay, so so here, this is where we're going to get into a little bit of the homework, you guys. It's not going to take very long. But number one, I want you to identify what your main thought is about the emotion of what's holding you back from your dream. Okay, main emotion. For example, is it fear? Are you scared? Like, what is the emotion that's tied to the dreams that you wrote down? Can all happen, okay? They all can happen. We're going to tackle it one emotion at a time and set up a plan for you. Okay, so number one, what's the main emotion? And two, what is the worst thing that can happen if you try to go for it? What's the worst thing that could happen? Okay? You have to have confidence in what you're doing. You got to have that courage and confidence in what you're doing or going to do before you do that thing. And what's holding you back? So let's think about those for a little bit. That's all you have to do. I'm going to post a homework thread in the group, and I'm going to also be giving away some prizes this week for those who do their homework. So you want to do your homework and post in the group, and let me know if you have any questions. Post them below. I'll talk to you later. I hope you have a great evening thinking about your dreams and what are your